everyone, and welcome to Soul's Journal. I'm really glad that you're here. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. Now today we are going to talk about debts. When we think about debts, we're actually thinking about money that we owe to people or to institutions. And the reason why we are having this discussion, it is because we just can't assume or pretend that all is well when actually we have debts. Debts can feel like a heavy burden on our shoulders. Debts break relationships. Even debt, when you have a debt, it can even bring health issues in our lives. You get stressed out, you have sleepless nights, and this actually can lead to conditions in our health. Now, but let us now figure out what we can do to start paying off our debts. Let us look for the easiest way, and especially when we have been struggling with paying off our debts. First of all, we are supposed to acknowledge that we have debts. That is the first step, because we just can't be having debts and we assume that they will just disappear. Debts will not disappear. It is our responsibilities. It is actually my responsibility to pay off the debt that I have actually taken. Now, we must acknowledge that we owe people or institutions money. After we have done that, we have acknowledged, the second thing we should do, we should put it down in writing how much money that we owe. There is power in writing. Hence, it is always good to put something down in writing and on paper. After we have done that, we should take a bold step, and especially when we have been trying to be elusive to the people that we owe or to the institutions that we owe, we should pick our phones and call and explain our situations. And especially when we are struggling, we should commit ourselves and say we are actually not planning to run away or to hide, but actually it is very much in our minds. It is actually our priority to pay off our debts. So now we should call and explain our situations. People are always ready to listen, and especially when we are honest. For most people, you'd rather pay in installments than not pay anything at all. So it is always good to explain our situations. Once we have done that, we have acknowledged ourselves, we have put it down in writing, we have explained our situations that we're struggling with our finances. Once we have done that, then now we can have a plan on how we will start paying off our debts. We can use what is called the debt snowball method. This is the method actually where you start paying your debts from the smallest to the largest. Now, you already have a clear picture of how much you owe, and you have your debts from the smallest to the largest. So at the end of the month, or at the end of the time when you receive your income, you should put a minimum amount of money to your debts, starting from the smallest to the largest. Put something, the minimum that you can, but your focus and your energy should be focused actually on clearing your smallest debt. In this way, when you continue in this way, you'll realize that with time, you'll be able to clear off your small debts, and then you will remain with your large debt that is actually reducing because you are still doing something on it. Once now you remain with your already reduced debt, you're already motivated because you realize you're actually doing something. You can try and figure out how you can increase your income. I have made a video before about how you can supplement your income, so maybe you can check out that video that I have already done. So you can try and figure out what you can do to increase your income, so that now you'll be able to deal with your large debt faster. You can also look in your house and look for items that you don't need or you don't use. You can sell them, and the little income that you may get from this, you can use it to reduce or actually clear off your debts. Once you have done this, now this is your path to financial freedom. But let me also mention this from the beginning. Once now you've decided to pay off your debts, you should make a decision not to add another debt to what you already owe. It is not good to make borrowing money a habit, even when you really actually don't need. Don't borrow money to do things or to use it on things that are really not necessary. You should always borrow money when it is necessary, when you have an emergency. So now, when you have cleared off your debt, open a savings account where you can start putting a little money for a rainy day, because life happens, emergencies happens. It has happened to me, it happened to all of us. So now when you have an emergency, instead of borrowing money from somewhere else, you should always from your savings account, and then you should always replenish that account, and you will realize that you will break off from that habit of borrowing money. But all said and done, we have agreed, we have tried to pay these debts by ourselves in our own strength. It has not been possible. It is always good to involve God in our struggles. Always go to God in prayers and ask God to help you, to give you the strength to be able to clear off your debts. God bless you, and see you Thursday.